Well, you've been watching the continuing coverage on the tragic train accident that occurred just near Kanpur. And what we are getting to hear is that the worst fears have been answered, because there was this fear that the death toll could rise. One was hoping and praying that the passengers are safe. But what we're getting to hear is that at least 90 people are feared to have lost their lives after the Indore Patna Express derailed just near Kanpur in what is being called as the worst train accident to have occurred in the last 5 years. It's a major rail disaster, a major catastrophe. 14 coaches of this train derailed, and according to reports, the S2 coach has been the worst affected. It's the S2 coach that has been severely mangled, and it's on that coach that now the rescue work is continuing to take place with the help of the NDRF teams. 5 teams of the NDRF were rushed from Delhi, Lucknow, Varanasi, and they are being assisted by the local administration, the police, the Indian Railways, and also the army as well. That's the news that we have just received, that now the death toll has increased from 63 to over 90. Anindo Banerjee joins us for the latest update. Anindo, this is a real catastrophe. 90 deaths that have been reported, 14 bogies derailed. I mean, this can't get worse than this.
That's true, Avantika, and this piece of news is being confirmed by Prabhakar Chaudhary, who is the SP Dehat of Kanpur. He himself has confirmed, gone on record to say that as much as 90 people have been dead in this incident, and that's something catastrophic. Fear is that it can go even further. Realize one fact, Avantika, that the most affected has been S1 and S2, and each bogies has a capacity of around 70 to 74 people to accommodate. That makes it somewhere around 150 together. So, by any, since the assumption is that almost all of them are either dead or extremely grievously injured. So this figure of 90 can go up very soon.
Okay, stay with me, Anindo. We're going to be getting a reaction of the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Shivraj Singh Patil, who's going to be speaking on this train tragedy. You know, the worst fears have come true of the death toll rising. We were reporting just till a few hours back that over 60 deaths were reported, but now the number has increased, that at least 91 people have been killed and more than 100 have been injured in the train tragedy. And what we're getting to hear is that there were 1,100 people on board this train who boarded this train from Madhya Pradesh, and we are expecting the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh to speak in just a short bit. The Indian Railways has announced a compensation of 3.5 lakh rupees. We are getting to hear that the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister has also announced an ex gratia of 5 lakh rupees. This is all the information that is trickling in. The Prime Minister has also announced a compensation of 2 lakh rupees for the next of kin of those killed, 50,000 for those seriously injured in the rail accident in Uttar Pradesh. This is the news that we have just received. The Prime Minister announcing a compensation of 2 lakhs for the next of kin of those killed. But, apart from all the announcements of the various amounts of compensation, it is really the loss of life that will be mourned by the entire nation. Over 90 lives that have been lost in this tragic incident that has taken place where this train derailed in the early morning hours at 3:15. Just imagine, it was at 3:15 in the morning when passengers were caught completely unawares. They were asleep when there was a loud and a sudden jolt. Anindo Banerjee is with us. Anindo, I'm just waiting for the reaction of the Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister. If that comes through, I'm going to interrupt. But yes, please continue from where you left. 90 lives being lost. This is, a monumental tragedy. And the fear is that there could be many more passengers who unfortunately have not been able to survive this horrific tragedy.
Absolutely, Avantika. I mean, what I was saying is that the worst affected has been the S1 and S2 coach, and each coach has a capacity of 72 to 74 people to accommodate. Typically, if they have a capacity of 74 people, assuming that it was full, then you will have somewhere around 150 people together in those two coaches alone. That will make it huge. I mean, if we presume that either they are grievously injured or dead, then the casualty figure can go much beyond 90, and that is the fear. When I spoke to a very senior cop of the Uttar Pradesh police early in the morning at around 5, he was very apprehensive. At that point of time, the death toll was barely 14, but he was saying that it can go much beyond what you and I can imagine.
Yes.
And that's when I sense that actually how serious the matter is.
Oh, absolutely. No, it's an extremely serious matter. It's a tragic incident. The Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, who has also taken to Twitter expressing his grief, his deep condolences to the bereaved families, and saying that he is also personally monitoring the situation. The Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Atleast Yadav, has also tweeted about the same. So both the Chief Ministers expressing their grief. But first, let's just listen in to the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, here speaking. Okay, Shivraj Singh Chauhan there, the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, announcing some very important numbers and asking the people to call on those numbers to seek any inquiries or information, and also announcing a compensation. So that was the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, because the train started off from there and derailed 100 kilometers from Kanpur. We have with us Anindya Banerjee, who's keeping a close track of all the information updates coming in from the ground and elsewhere as well, and the kind of inconvenience that other passengers had to face as a result of other trains that had to be diverted from various other places, because this incident has obviously, affected the train line. And Anindya, I was just hearing Shivraj Singh Chauhan a short while back announcing a compensation. I was reading about the compensation that has been announced by Atleast Yadav and the Prime Minister. But, compensations aside, it's really the loss of these lives that is such a huge tragedy, that is so heartbreaking to hear on a Sunday morning. 90 lives lost as a result of this train tragedy.
Well, absolutely, Avantika. No amount of compensation can compensate the lives that have been lost, precious lives that have been lost in the Sunday morning. Some of them are infants, some of them are very aged, were going home, and like going back home. There's a case where my colleague Bala was talking about, where a family was just going back home from after a tour. So I mean, these are very heartbreaking instances, and no amount of compensation can make up for that. But having said that, the government, all the government are in a coordinated effort. I mean, that is very rare in Indian polity. You will see that there's no blame game, there's no accusation, there's no counter accusation. All the three state governments are working hand in hand. The central government is not blaming anybody. It is also doing its job. So that is very rare. Probably that is a silver lining in all this very tragic Sunday morning, where you see 90 precious lives lost. Probably it will go further, as being indicated by the SP Dehat, and even as we speak, the NDRF is still working. The three teams that are there and two teams that have been gone, that are left and about to reach. We are told very shortly they'll reach from Delhi to the spot where the accident happened. They're still trying to cut the gates of S1 and S2. That is not yet completed, because it's a huge tragedy for our viewers who have just joined in, to give them a sense that how serious the tragedy is. That almost S1, S2, S3, S4, S5, S6 have been tremendously damaged, but S1 and S2 particularly have been grievously damaged. One bogie was atop another, and the NDRF has to do a two-layered job. First one has to bring down one bogie, and then they have to cut the bogie open. And why it is all the more difficult is that these bogies are old made, and they're not the bogies that you and I travel in a Rajdhani, or for that matter a Shatabdi. It's not the same bogies. It is very tough to cut open. It's completely iron made, so it's even more tougher for the NDRF people. So they are doing a tremendous job as well.
Okay, Anindya, stay with me. We have with us the PRO of the Indian Railways, Anil Saxena. Sir, thank you so much. We've been listening to, all the information that you have been giving out since the early morning hours. 90 lives lost. This is indeed a monumental tragedy. Can you give us more details? We do believe that the rescue work is now concentrated on the S1, S2 coach specifically. Are there any difficulties that the NDRF and other teams who have joined in the operation are facing?
This tackling of coaches in such a scenario, when the coaches have climbed over one another, is always a difficult time. And you see, the tackling of coaches cannot be done through cranes or through hot cutting of the coaches. It's a question of human lives.
Yes.
So we have to tread very carefully, and we have to be handle it in a very delicate manner and with lot of precaution. We use cold cutting for this purpose, so it takes time. So we have to look for the possible survivors, we have to look for the injured, we have to look for the passengers, and maybe some bodies if they are entrapped inside the coach.
And
so
sir,
that process is on.
Yes.
Our experts are there, our entire railway machinery has reached the accident site. And as you already mentioned, we have roped in NDRF teams. They are all there to assist us. The local administration of Kanpur, the Heart district, they are also assisting us with the ambulances and their manpower. So as far as rescue operation is concerned, it's fully geared up. It's in full swing and in war footing.
Absolutely. Now, sir, as you mentioned that this particular operation requires a lot of precision, it requires a lot of, strategy and a lot of thinking. And as you rightly said that it's the NDRF, the local administration and the railways engaged in this work. Do they have a sense, or do you have a number as to how many passengers perhaps could be trapped inside those mangled coaches, S1 and S2? Do you have a number?
The strength of a coach, a sleeper class coach, is normally 72 persons. So in all there were 144 persons must have been there, and there may be some little extra, one or two waitlisted passengers also managed to sneak in. So it's that number. A number of them have been taken out of it, but many are still entrapped because the coach is one above the other. And the delicate cold cutting is going on. I can't give you this information in numbers.
Okay.
But whatever best could be done is being done at the site by our people.
Okay, sir, there's been a lot of praise and appreciation coming in from the passengers on, the swiftness with which the authorities have reacted to this grave accident in which 90 people have lost their lives. But they are extremely appreciative of the help that they have received. But what is not known is what is the cause behind this derailment. I mean, do you have any information as to what really led to an accident like this? I do understand that the first priority is to save as many lives, but has there been an investigation that has also started parallelly to find out what went wrong?
Well, you are right. Firstly, as you have rightly mentioned, that the entire machinery came into action in a very swift manner. In fact, our disaster management relief exercise over the years in railways have improved a lot. When Honorable Railway Minister was apprised of the accident in the middle of the night itself, so he woke up and then he started giving directions and started getting update every half an hour. And he said that no stone should be left unturned in undertaking the massive relief and rescue operation. And he also directed that the best possible medical care should be ensured for the victims of this ill-fated trade. Well, he also directed 5 of his railway board colleagues to personally rush to the accident site. They are member engineering, Railway Board, member Mechanical Railway Board, Director General Health Services, Director General Railway Protection Force, Executive Director Safety. 5 of them have been rushed. And
Right.
not only that, our Honorable Minister of State for Railways, Shri Manoj Sinha ji, is also on his way to the accident site. And our General Manager, North Central Railway, who was attending a meeting in Delhi here, he has been directed to go to the accident site. So, well, we did mobilize people and our machinery in a big way. And we also had a good coordination with the state authorities and the district authorities in getting ambulances and things like that. And our doctors are collaborating with the civil doctors of the local administration in providing best possible medical treatment.
You know, absolutely,
Now
and one is
you're talking about the
appreciative of
cause.
that, but so you haven't answered my question
as
about
you-
the reasons behind this mishap.
That's true. Actually, ma'am, as you understand, the scale of accident is so big, and the tragedy is very unfortunate. Our entire focus is on relief and rescue. Normally, if accident scale is small, then we also concentrate, and some technical officers study and inspect the site and come up with some prima facie cause. But as of now, the entire focus of all the officers, machinery is on the relief and rescue. So
I
we haven't
understand that, but
conjectured
sir,
anything
14
prima facie at
bogies,
this stage.
but sir,
But in any
14
way, a
bogies
detailed-
being derailed is, you know, something that one needs to really seriously look into.
would
Is
be-
there absolutely no information? Is there absolutely no hint as to what perhaps could have possibly gone terribly wrong with the train?
No. No, actually, as I told you, the driver is in a very dazed condition. Everybody is under shock, and we at this stage we can't start inquiring about the cause of the accident. We have to focus more on relief and rescue. But in any way, we have ordered a very comprehensive inquiry by Commissioner Railway Safety. And we must await for a detailed report to come in before we conclude anything about the cause of the accident.
Okay, and the minister, the railway minister has already said, sir.
At this stage, ma'am.
Yes, but the railway minister has already said in a tweet that the guilty will not be spared, and that's an assurance that he has given out. Now, coming back to the rescue and the relief work, do we know how much time would it possibly take for the entire operation to continue, and you know, for the wreckage to be cleared and to ensure the safety of the passengers who are trapped inside?
Yes, you see, firstly we have to tackle all these coaches in this delicate and diligent manner which is going on, and it will take quite a good time. I mean, it may take another hour or so, maybe 1.5 hours, and after that, parallelly we have also started to look after the stranded passengers. They have to be cleared. They have been cleared from the accident site. In those coaches which were not affected. Those coaches were pulled back by an engine and they were brought to a station called Malasa, next station towards Kanpur, Malasa. Their standby train was kept ready, special train, and now they are being moved from Malasa to Kanpur.
Okay.
Kanpur will provide them a better train with all classes of bogies available in that rake, and then they will take to their onward destination of Patna.
Okay.
In the meantime, we are also looking after them by providing some tea, snacks, and water, etc.
Okay.
So that they get some relief in this hour of crisis.
And so one very quick question before I wrap up here. What about, you know, the information about the various train diversions for the benefit of the other passengers who had to board other trains from Madhya Pradesh? When will that information be given out? We do know the helpline numbers that are being flashed through our channels, but any other additional information that you would like to share through our channel?
You see this, yes, correct. Now this affected section is Jhansi, Kanpur and Uttar Pradesh, and this is a single line section. So we don't have a standby line also, other line where we can allow some kind of traffic. So in any way we are cancelling all those trains which ply between these two area only. For example, we cancelled Jhansi Kanpur passenger, we cancelled Jhansi Lucknow intercity. But other trains which have to come to Jhansi, but we can't enter now Jhansi Kanpur section, we are diverting those trains from Jhansi itself via Gwalior and some other alternative routes. Right. Similarly, trains getting stuck at Kanpur, we are diverting them through, say, Banda, Bhimsen, Agra, and then Itarsi, that side.
All right.
We are taking out news bulletins through North Central Railway Public Relations Department. I'll request you to keep track of the website of North Central Railway, where these information, and the Northern Railway, where we are dishing out bulletins giving about diversions and cancellations.
All right, Mr. Anil Saxena, thank you so much for your time and speaking to us on India Today and giving us some very important information with regards to the information that is being provided by the Indian Railways after that tragedy to all the other passengers. India Today has to take a short break. Stay tuned. The news and updates continue on the other side as well.